Hey there, and happy Thursday. So I hope you guys are doing well. Hopefully you're prepping for Easter and getting things accomplished for that. My house is still clean from the open house. I put things away, and each day I just kind of try to keep up and not let things get behind before this weekend. So far, so good. And it's Thursday. And my youngest came home from college a day early, so that was kind of a fun surprise too. So now it's going to be the game of keeping enough food going for him, as always, right? I'm sure you can all relate, if you've had kids around, the amount that they eat. Not that it's terrible, it's just when it's just the two of us, it's a lot different. So let me show you a quick and simple card today. I've been on this roll this week of showing my open house cards, and my goal with them was to keep things quick and simple. And just because of it being a busier week for me, I thought, you know what, when I do my videos, I'm just going to have all of them be quick and simple because of the busy week. And I want to showcase some really cute paper and also kind of give you a heads up now that we've had that last chance retiring list out, just to kind of give us an idea of what's going on. I thought I could show you some things and give you a heads up. Some things have already disappeared. I should have looked to see like how many pages, well, and of course desktop version of the last chance list versus my phone, the pages look very different. I thought when I stayed up till 1 a.m. the other night to look, I thought it was maybe 12 pages long. It's already down to 7 pages, so things are selling out. And so this is today's cute card. I just love it, love it, love it. This one I did at a class a while ago and just haven't gotten around to sharing it with you. And I'm going to swap out this background paper too, because at this class in particular, they got choices. And so out of this, I'm going to go, I was going to say, I'm going to go through as I make the card, but I'm afraid then I'll forget. But the Terrific Toadstools, I use sentiments from that, like just a little thank you. But this is retiring. I think instead of $20, it was $15.20 when I checked. The punch that coordinates with this is not retiring, just this stamp set, to let you know that. And then You're the Sweetest, that comes from Banner Sayings. I don't think this one's going anywhere. I didn't even check because it's so new. So that's where I got the You're the Sweetest. This is on the last chance list, that exposed brick 3D embossing folder. So that's that kind of rugged, rough looking brick wall here. And I've already ran it through to save some time. So that is retiring. A little bit of a markdown, I think, on that. And then I also used on the sentiment here the perennial postage dies. Here's a big version. This is a little version. This is not going anywhere. So I want to let you know that I'm so thrilled that these and the everyday arches dies aren't retiring. So that's good to know. And then these embellishments here, when I used them, they were still, I was going to say active, still with us. And so I'm going to actually swap out some different embellishments just so you can kind of see the difference on the card too. I always like to do that if I can, because sometimes what you have for embellishments might be a little different, and then you can see the difference. Or if you need embellishments and need to buy some, then it makes your purchase easier if you can maybe see a couple different ones to know like what style you want to go with. And then let me just hold this paper here for a second. If you want to look that over or take a screenshot, and this will post as well on my website too, so that'll help you out. But like I said, very quick and easy. So the card base is Old Olive, opening this way. Hello there, Julie. Good to see you on here. And this particular card base in the background with kind of that fern or foliage leaf look is from Cute as a Bug Designer Series paper. And then I had people pick, like they could pick, do you want this one? Do you want this one? And these are just measured 3 by 4 inches. And so they all kind of looked a little different. And depending on where the images kind of fell within that 3 by 4 inch rectangle, maybe the sentiment would be off to the side or up on top or down below. So that also kind of let them play around with it a little bit too. And I ran out and wanted to give them some options. So that's where this designer series paper came in perfect. And it's just my old olive. I don't know if you guys remember, 12 by 12 is coming back in the colors. And I'm super excited about that because years ago, and I have a nicely organized tote, and it's always in my stash. So when things are kind of like just monochromatic with a pattern, if I need more, and I never think like it's, oh, I ran out, as much as giving choices. People love choices, and sometimes I think the thing that I try and put in can sometimes be the number one thing that they like. So adding in isn't always a bad thing. So you can see the old olive polka dots versus the greenery on there. But otherwise, everything else I had, and that stays the same. So then I'm just going to take this that I've done ahead in old olive. Let me remeasure that I just want to make sure 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And I'm just going to put that at an angle. And I just love the monochromatic look of that. Just kind of enough like of the pattern to give it some lift and kind of dimension there, but not so much that it's looking goofy or whatever. And then I chose these little guys. These guys having like their cup of tea with their little flowers. This paper, cute as a bug. I am so glad it's still going to be available because it's just so cute. I actually ordered more to have on hand to bring to classes. And then this too, I'm just going to tip the other way. And this is 3 inches by 4 inches. So if you make a card with this layout, you'll get quite a few of these pieces in one sheet, which is always fun. And now let's do some stamping. So the peach pie, that color is retiring. I think what I'm most sad about is I love peaches. I love peach pie in general. It's like one of my top 5 food choices, like right up there with popcorn. And so, yeah, sometimes if my hubby, if we're shopping and if we're someplace out of town that might have a different type of bakery section, he'll look and see if they have like a whole peach pie. And I will remind him that he can't have any because of his diabetes now. And he's like, yeah, you can have the whole thing. Like, I don't need a whole pie. So I'm always kind of grateful. He means well, but I'm kind of glad when they don't have one. Okay, so with that, what I'm going to do is take these two, these little, the top of the mushroom and the bottom of the mushroom from Terrific Toadstools. They're pretty small. And what I'm going to do is just take the bottom one first, stamp it on the back side just to get rid of some of that ink, and then second generation stamp just to have that be a little bit lighter, and it is. And then what I like is because it's kind of a small stamp, the ink kind of wants to pool around the edges, which kind of outlines it. And then without stamping off, then I'm adding that toadstool top. So we have the lighter and the darker. Coordinates perfect because it's the same color, just stamped off. And then I want to add some of the old olive here, and I'm going to put You're the Sweetest. And like I said, this one is from the banner sayings right there. And I just love that banner sayings because sometimes you just want some nice little sentiments, not that the ones that take up a lot of room there. And then I'm going to just tip this over and add a couple dimensionals and pop that up. I'm going to do a double pop kind of on my sentiment here. And then this is going to go directly on some old olive. Let me measure that to help you out. 1 1/4 by 2 1/8. So 1 1/4 by 2 1/8. And that is kind of what just nicely mats this little frame here from the perennial postage. So now that that's on there, oh, I feel like it's crooked, you guys. Can I move it? I did kind of give it a good press. Even if I can just move one and shimmy it over. There, that's working better than I thought, I think. There we go. I just didn't like how it looked. Okay. And then I'm going to take a couple more dimensionals here. Sometimes I feel and go, where did I put the other ones? And then just kind of try and put it in a different spot. So then equally, it's kind of flat across the way, but yet still kind of popped up at both levels. And then, like I said, I'm going to try and see where things are placed. And I think I'm just going to go with this being like parallel to the outside of the card, because we've got some tip this way, some tip that way, and I think it'll look goofy if I tip it with that, but I think just putting it on there and then sitting it up looks probably the best, but I don't think there's really a wrong with that either. Hi there, Diane. Okay, so like I said, originally Sparkle Dot Essentials, they had these, well, and if you like these, like the Petunia Pop and navy, and it has some nice old olive in there, but what I'm going to do here is, I've been loving these. These are on the last chance list too, the Shades of Green hexagons. Love them. I have multiple packages because every time I pull out something within the green family, even like the Lost Lagoon or the Pretty Peacock, all the way to like soft seafoam, it just coordinates so well with all of those. So I'm going to take kind of this, I don't know, light green. It has more green in it, put it that way, than some of the turquoise in there. So I'm just going to put about 3 of these kind of in and around on my card without covering up any of the cute little creatures on there. It just adds a little bit of sparkle and pop to that. And then now for the inside, because it says you're the sweetest, I am going to make this a thank you card. And so with that, from the banner sayings also, I'm going to stamp out I can't thank you enough. And then I'm going to go back to this little mushroom, and I'm going to do a couple of those. So I'm just going to try and get rid of a little bit of ink, maybe a little bit too much. So I'm going to restamp that one. So I've got that, and actually kind of fun, it kind of looks ombre, a little bit darker and lighter. And then I'm going to go with that top in the peach pie again, and just put a couple tops. So gosh, this turned out cuter than I thought there. Got that. Getting rid of the ladybug that's wanting to be on camera today too. That ladybug's not going to walk the red carpet here on my end for the videos to get an award for acting. Okay, so then that comes together very easily. So this, as always, 4 by 5 1/4 on some very vanilla. Hello there, Marlis. Good to see you on here, and Diane too. So we've got You're the Sweetest, and then kind of going with that mushroom theme and the same colors in the peach pie, and then that. So peach pie retiring, so if that's a color you like, often the inks, the refills, the cardstock, that often goes really fast. I haven't checked today to see if it's in or out or not, but like I said, it's one of those things where when you see less pages on the last chance list, it's hard to remember what you saw, like that memory game that people play, like you have that tray of objects and then you try and remember and then write them down. Maybe I should like do screenshots of what there was, but then I don't want to be sad about the things I missed though either. Okay, so like I said, cute as a bug, and here's the full project with the also cute as a bug paper as the background there as well. So hopefully that gives you some inspiration. I'm just doing some really quick and simple cards for you, but when we've got such cute papers, you guys, it's just so easy to take the paper, look at the back side and say, what colors are in here? What do I have to kind of coordinate with that? And then, like I said, I've been using the Terrific Toadstools stamps, and sometimes even that punch with this cute paper, because it coordinates so well. I know there's a whole bundle, dies and stamps that are adorable and cute as well, but it's kind of fun to have things that really stretch too. And I know a lot of you got that bundle last year during Celebration because there was coordinating free paper then too. So I always like to think back and go, what do people already have that they don't need? So that you don't have to, if you love a project, don't have to get it all from scratch. So hopefully that helps too. My goal is to be with you guys tomorrow. We'll see how tomorrow goes. No promises because it is Good Friday and such, and it's going to be a busy weekend, but I have things lined up. So hopefully I can find the time to get in touch with you too. So take care. Have a great night. Bye-bye.